Yo, what's going on, world? This is Anthony Cruz. Some know me as A Butter. Rep Natural Elements, the crew. I mean, I grew up in Harlem on 125th Street, literally like in the heart of when hip hop was like in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So like, I was raised across the street, Grand Projects, Apollo Theater. So I was literally raised, there was all hip hop. Actually, it was mad eclectic because I grew up around rock and roll and stuff, like my neighbors listening to Ramones and stuff. But you know, I was surrounded by hip hop. Slick Rick was playing all the time, like Rakim. It was just like, it was just part of the culture, you know, part of the culture. Grew up watching Video Music Box. So it was just like a natural thing. Like the first time I heard rap, it was like, yo, this is what I just wanted to do it. You know, I just started rapping since I can remember speaking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I go back like that. You know what I mean? I was with my grandmother on 125th Street, and she used to take me to buy tapes or whatever. So she took me on 125th, and I had bought, well, she bought me, I didn't have money, but she bought me like a tape of the Rakim, the Paid in Full. And as we walking back to the crib on 125th, I see Rakim and Eric B on a Benz. I'm like, yo, I hit my grandma like, this is them on the tape. And so she brought me across the street, a little kid, and I was just like, yo, Rakim, I just bought, and he signed it for me and everything. And that was crazy. That was a while. And I was like a little kid. I don't even know how old I was, like 8 years old or something, you know what I mean? Like, you know, 11, 12, 13, like I was just popular in school and everything, you know what I mean? Like people just knew me, or rapping on the train. But like, I didn't really think about it as a career at all. Like I was just, you know, until one day I was chilling at home, and there was this radio show, this guy DJ Mayhem and Sunset had a show on NYU. And one day they used to have this segment where people call up and rhyme on the phone. So I was like, you know what? Let me just call up and just spit. You know what I'm saying? So I called up and I spit over the phone, and they loved it. They were like, yo, like I blew their mind or something. They were like, hold the line. And then they invited me up to the show like the next week, and I met this dude, Half a Mil. Rest in peace, Half a Mil. He's one of my favorite MCs. And we got on the air and we rhymed on air. And from there, it just took off. That's where I met Natural Element. I was actually a fan of them. I used to listen to them on college radio. And then Mayhem had a hookup with them, and he introduced me to them, and then that's how I ended up rolling with them as a young teenager. So it was weird, like, yeah, it was just off of college radio that I got put on and got into the industry. My family's always been supportive, because they always seem, actually I got videotape, you know what I'm saying, of my moms and shit, and like my sisters like taping me rapping as a little kid. Like, so they always knew, you know, I used to rap in the talent shows, like they always knew that I was creative, you know, I was like to the left. So you know, they always supported me, man. It's like, even to this day, like, you know, it's just natural progression. Like, I didn't have the type of family I was like, oh, you need to do this or do that. They were always like, you know, you should have a backup. But I think the biggest challenge is just rejection, you know what I'm saying? Because I never made it, you know what I'm saying? The only people that know about me are real, like, geeky hip-hop heads that, like, will have a weird subculture cult following, like, that people know about me. But, like, you know, I never had major success. So I think just the reality of, like, after all these years doing what I love doing since a little kid, that I never really made a successful career out of it, you know what I'm saying? So, but to this day, I haven't stopped, you know what I'm saying? It's talking like years, 20 years later, I'm still, like, if it's fresh, like, I know this is what I was meant to do. So one day I will be discovered, I'm gonna have an impact, but you know, I deal with that darkness of doubt of like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped rapping, but I'm never gonna stop. I remember going on tour with the Roots back in, like, we did like a Europe tour, and I remember going to Christiania, it's in Denmark, and where weed was legal. It's kind of like Amsterdam, but like not, I guess, as well known. And that blew my mind as a kid, because I'm out there, you know what I'm saying, with Black Thought. That's one of my favorite MCs, and we end up in this little town with just like tons of like pit bulls and free weed, like not free weed, but legal weed. And I just remember like smoking our brains out, and it was no problem. Like for me, like now it's popular, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my boys in Denmark, but back then for me, coming out the hood and just traveling Europe, that was insane for me. You know, that was good times. Yeah. There's a couple things. One is like, I get people coming up to me that rhyme now, that have been like, you were an inspiration to me. And even though I'm not large, I've reached certain people that they keep telling me, yo, you're one of my favorite MCs, or da-da-da. So I feel like I've had some weird impact, not on a mass level, but on some level. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, because I think I pay so much particular attention to the way I rap. I'm so OCD about it that it's good to see like people appreciate it, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the most satisfying thing for me. Other than just like, you know, being able to travel and, you know, just being able to do what I've been able to do. I just want people to remember, like, me as one of the realest MCs ever. And when I say real, I'm not talking about like real in effect in a street sense, because you know what I'm saying. Like I don't even like to like bring that up. Like I just want to talk about real as far as like as an MC. You know what I'm saying? True artist. I want people to be inspired by what I do, what I write, and because I have so much passion for what I do that I hope one day people will recognize that. Like that's all I really want. Just to give my passion off to other artists, and not even MCs, just people in general. Just good energy, positive energy to people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I want to do.